This next video is going to show you how the students could access their Google Drive account and their Gmail account that's been assigned to them through the district. Now, a lot of kids don't know it. Just like us, we didn't know that we had a teacher version of our email account assigned to us. They actually have an email account and a Google Drive account assigned to them. And the way they can access that is through the same link that we access our teacher version of our email accounts, which is student.ausd.us. So this is the same link, one place, the same one that you would log in to your teacher account and the same place that they'll log in if they need access to Gmail. Now, most of your students are going to have access to Gmail if they're already on the computer, but for that 1 or 5 students that don't do the Gmail thing and hardly go on the computer for class, they have this available for them. And it's a big time saver because the Gmail sign up process is really long. It's about 10-15 minutes. So being able to access this already gives them no excuse to get the assignment started. So in the username window or little section, I put ID number and then password is the birth date. It's the same way that they log into the computers in the computer lab. So they would just put their username would be their ID number, and then in the password section they would put their birth date, and they'll be able to access the Gmail and the Google Drive. So for this purpose, I'm just going to log in myself and give you guys a quick preview of what they get. As soon as it logs, you should get something that looks like this. You saw this before in the previous video when I was explaining the teacher version of our email accounts. And pay attention to these 9 little dots in the upper right hand corner that's next to the name icon. This is all the Google apps. When you click on that, you have access to Drive. They have a couple shortcuts which are really easy to remember. Docs is probably one of the things that they are going to use the most. Docs and slides are commonly used because Docs is their version of Word and slides is their version of PowerPoint. So some of you students probably already use these, but if they don't, you can show them that they click this button right here and they can get shortcuts to these apps, or they can go to their Google Drive. So I'm just going to hit Drive really quick. And you get a little intro. I haven't quite used this teacher version of our Google Drive, so they give you some introductory prompts. And one of the things that I highly encourage you to do is to encourage the students to start folders for different teachers. That way it doesn't get lost in the mix. If you want to see what I did, I went from grid view to list view. So I'm pretending I'm a student in my own class. So I started a folder that says Miss Manalang, and just tell the students to start getting organized. It helps them get things organized so that their drive isn't just this one big mess of everything, but it just says period 1, Miss Manalang, period 2, whoever their teacher is. And once they start using it more frequently, they should probably start labeling it, because then it keeps everything organized. So the way you can get a folder is go to New, and folder is actually one of the options, the first options, and you'll get this little prompt. I'm going to pretend that I'm in Miss Sunye's second period, so I'm going to head and create that, and another folder pops up, and I can start saving work there. Now, one of the buttons I want to kind of highlight before this video ends is the Shared With Me button. Now, if the student is assigned something and you share it with them, when they turn it in, they share it back with you in this Shared With Me folder. So all of the work that you're going to get turned into you via the share button, which I'll show you in a different video, is going to go through the Shared With Me file. Now, the reason why I'm explaining it to you on the student end is because the students will be receiving files from you via Shared With Me. So if you give them an assignment through Google Docs or Google Slides or whatever, if you've given them something to view, they are going to have to open it through here, through the Shared With Me folder. So just remember the 2 little people, it'll highlight red when they click on it, and that's where they will find their files that you've shared with them. So going back, if you want to go back to the drive, just click on the drive icon just like I did, and you can go back to the folders. Once you open up a doc, so for example, if I start a new untitled document, once I save it, which is when I rename it, once I save it, let's pretend this is first Sophia's class. So I'm going to go N. Manalang, homework number 2, Miss Sunier. Just make sure they start saving it automatically. It saves it automatically, but just have them start renaming it when they save it with their name. That way, when you get the documents, you can access it quicker. But once I label this, it ends up popping up in the center, like the beginning part of their drive, so that they can find it and then later file it back into their folders. Stay posted for other videos. I'm going to show you how to set up Google Docs and how to get started with Google Slides and how to navigate the rest of these options.